All right, Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praise to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, Bashim McCoy Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone that rule well. Salutations to you, hopeful elect, pushing the word, instituting truth on the four corners of the earth. All right, I just want to come back with another quick lesson. All right, I'm entitled this one, Ye Were Once Gentiles. All right, speaking on the Israelites. All right, you Negroes, you Latinos, you Native Seminole Indian, okay, who have come back into what the scripture called the Commonwealth of Israel. All right, ye were once Gentiles. All right, because it's it's like a huge misconception. All right, that the Gentiles are strictly the other nations. All right, an Israelite can be a Gentile. An Israelite can be a heathen. All right, just like when you see all our people that's immersed in America and immersed in a culture that's immersed in the culture of America, they're Gentiles. All right, they're heathens because they're practicing Gentile and heathen customs. Christmas, Easter, 4th of July, which is, I ain't even gonna get into that, but, they're practicing all these customs, man. All right, pork being a delicacy to them, shrimp, crab, and lobster being some type of, high shelf food, when in all actuality, we know what it is. All right, those are the Gentiles, the heathens, the Israelite foreigners, all right, that Paul was sent to. All right, not, Paul wasn't going and telling Edomites about the promises of the kingdom of heaven because it's not for them. All right, so every time you see the word Gentile in the scriptures, it's not talking about the other nations. All right, sometimes it's talking about the other nations, and sometimes it's talking about Israelite foreigners. And that's where, being blessed with the spiritual discernment comes in. All right, being able to, what I'm trying to say, being able to identify, all right, what the word Gentile is talking about every time it's used. Because, because once again, every time the word Gentile is used, it's not just talking about the other nations. It could be talking about Israelite foreigners as well. All right, but I'm starting Ephesians. This is Ephesians 2:11. All right. Wherefore remember that ye being in time past Gentiles in the flesh, who are called uncircumcision by that which is called the circumcision in the flesh made by hands. All right. Being in time past Gentiles. All right. And that's how you know it's talking about the Israelites. The Israelites who came back. All right. The Israelites who came back and worshiped Yahweh Shem Yahushua. All right. And, doing the work. OK. It's talking about the Israelites because an Edomite, which is considered a Gentile, is considered the wicked, all right? But Edomite, so-called white men, they're Gentiles, they're heathens, okay? But they can't come into the truth. They can't. That doesn't apply to them. You can't say in time, I was a Gentile in the past if you are an Edomite, because you don't have any what they call stock in Israel, man. You don't have any of that. You can't, say, well, I'm not an Edomite no more, all right? I'm an Israelite. I'm not a Moabite no more. I'm an Israelite. Now, an Israelite foreigner who was lost, all right, because we all, had our heritage stripped from us, all right? An Israelite can do just like we did. An Israelite can do that because most of us, speaking on myself, I was walking around calling myself a so-called Negro. I'm a Negro. I'm an African American. I'm a black man. You know what I mean? Saying all that crazy shit, man. But through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, the truth was given unto me, so I can put those things away and serve Yahweh Shem Yahushua to the best of my ability. Whereas a Moabite can't do that. You just a Moabite. Even though you're calling yourself a Chinese, you're just a Moabite. You can't come serve the Lord. All right. So that's how you know when it says being in time past Gentiles in the flesh, that's talking about the Israelites. Because only an Israelite can, an Israelite that's been blessed by Yahweh Shem Yahushua can put those things away and come back to his true heritage. Okay, because you other nations, no matter what you're calling yourself, you're a heathen still. If you're calling yourself a Chinese and not a Moabite, you still a heathen. It really don't matter what you call yourself. You're a so-called white man, I'm a German, you still an Edomite. So I'm saying? I'm a Japanese, you a Ammonite. There's nothing for you to come back to. All right. So this is how, once again, you know this is talking about the Israelites being in time past Gentiles in the flesh. All right, and the brothers that you see on the corner pushing this word, all right, are the example, being in time past Gentiles. Because we used to call ourselves everything under the sun, just like all these niggas and Latins and Native Americans did too. But now we know who we are, so we are no longer considered Gentiles. All right. It says that at that time ye were without Hamashiach, all right, Yahweh Shai, all right, you were without Yahweh Shai, all right. So that's why you were calling yourself these things, and you were in that state of confusion. You know, you were Asiatic black man and all this crazy shit, man. It's because you were without Yahweh Shai. Speaking to the Akim, you were without Yahweh Shai at that time. Spirit wasn't on you. All right. It says being aliens from the commonwealth of Israel. All right. Being aliens. All right. From the commonwealth of Israel, the Israelites. All right. Matter of fact, let me grab it's Jeremiah 17:4. And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee, and I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not. For ye have kindled a fire in mine anger, which shall burn forever. All right. And the point is, shall discontinue from thine heritage. All right. So when you go back to Ephesians 2, I believe I was left off at 12, it says being aliens from the commonwealth of Israel. All right. Being like they say in the world, alienated. All right. Basically being set apart. All right, from something, man. And what were we set apart from? The knowledge of knowing we were the Israelites. That the law, statutes, and commandments were for us to follow. That Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, who you people call God and Jesus Christ, is our power. All right, that's a part of us discontinuing from our heritage. All right, and that's what's being reiterated right here, being aliens from the commonwealth of Israel. We didn't know. So going back to the original point, us not knowing made us Gentiles. All right, we were doing heathenistic things. All right. It says, and strangers from the covenants of the promise, all right, having no hope and without the Most High in the world. Strangers from the covenants of the promise. We didn't know anything about the kingdom of heaven at that time. Heaven was just what we know. Heaven is a condition, but in the world, it was just what we were told. Like you go up in the sky and there's little angel babies and all this crazy shit, man. Because we were strangers from the covenants of the promise. Well, I didn't know, speaking of myself, I didn't know nothing about Abraham, Isaac, or Jacob. I didn't know that. I didn't know that I had a birthright at all to anything. All right. And that birthright is, you know, through Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, that birthright is to inherit the kingdom of heaven.